I think if you're just careful using the syringe, just don't draw it in.
What Morrison does so effectively, as she does in the whole novel, is she sets up a situation and then she undercuts it.
This argument isn't a metaphysical argument. It's essentially a sociological hypothesis.
That's the whole problem. That's almost impossible to do that.
We're making a videotape for the admissions office on the freshman experience. Are any of you freshmen?
Freshman. Toon Pham from Zula, Montana.
Vicky Shoy, and I'm from Great Neck, New York.
Eric Reuter from Boston, Mass.
Tunde Ramsey from Berkeley, California.
My name is Michael English. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Young Rue, I'm from Washington, D.C.
Jonathan Hayes, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
David Alexander from San Diego, California.
Basically, structurally, it's based around each entry has a door.
Entries are, I guess, upright. It's basically your dorm, like.
That's where you live.
The entry is a subdivided dorm that usually consists of 50-50 boys and girls.
The dorm I'm in, Williams, is organized like in entries that are all vertical. These the whole entry is just connected by one stairwell.
You've got a dorm, and that's divided into sections, and each section of a dorm would be an entry. And an entry could have like 15 to 30 kids in it.
They're like your first bond, I guess, because, you know, afraid, you're kind of scared as a freshman, and these are the first people you meet, so.
People want to have the opportunity to make changes and to affect people's perceptions of Williams. So I think that's why it's such a great honor to be selected, why so many people sort of compete for the position.
They're usually really cool people, like my J's are really neat.
Adrian, have a seat. And finally, like 3 weeks now, they'll come in, I'm like, have a seat.
Like, it's funny the way the freshmen see their J's. Like, sometimes they'll come and they're like, man, you guys have had a tough day, huh? Why don't you do something?
One person never tells us anything, and he says, I'm fine. And I mean, I can't very well say, well, no, I think you're homesick and you're missing your girlfriend, and this is what you should do.
The other thing I think is interesting is that certain freshmen have gravitated to different one of the four of us.
I can describe in one word, friend, pretty much. An older friend who has been at Williams for 2 years. So just experience-wise, they're helpful.
Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, there's winter studies, so everyone has like one class that they're doing, and most people just like socialize a lot and hang out.
It's pretty cool. You take one class a day for 2 hours a day, and the rest of the time you pretty much do what you want.
It starts at 10, usually meets 3 times a week. I mean, it's what college should be.
Put the poles behind you. I got you.
Okay. You take all sorts of pretty mellow courses.
What I'm doing is catching up on like books that I wanted to read during the semester but didn't have time to, and trying to learn guitar.
We're going to turn to the right. Whoops.
Oh. And bit by bit, clean up your edges.
Okay. A little wider beat. Now roll in. Okay.
Are we ready to roll here? I think I've talked to most of you about this.
years. It's a Williams C all year reunion, so anyone who ever lived here gets to come.
That's so.
Does that include me? Brenna, yes, you lived here for like a
Habitat is doing stuff every weekend during winter study.
That's right, we heard logs.
Retro Free Project every Thursday and Friday.
They want to narrow us.
Yeah, but they want to go.
I'm not. What? We've been asked if we'd like to help sponsor this.
I like that.
Take a vote. Friday. Say take a vote, hand vote. Is your hand? Is that like? Are you supporting this? Is there someone outside?
How's that?
Yes. You guys, I'm sorry.
Who got 5? Splendid. Who got 4? Well done. I thought none of you'd be reading the papers over the break, so I'm impressed.
After spring break, your freshman year, there's no difference between a freshman and an upperclassman.
Like a junior, yeah. They're not really freshmen anymore.
What I want to try to do for my own ends today is say it's a little bigger than that, because the argument between these two books is nothing less than an argument over the meaning of freedom itself.
Okay, but what elements in the periodic table might be specific? It's super hard to think of. But they don't seem to be drifting real far. If you pull the top off and take a look at it, what do you think? EDTA? They say Nachadocious, and you want to say, yes, I will. You don't know what these towns are like. That's there.
The way to move up the job scale in Japan is not to jump from job to job to job.
So I'm going to kind of make a weird-looking brick. No, so I take a two-dimensional object, I'm going to slide it out, and now I have a three-dimensional object. That entire object now would be a four-dimensional object. If I have an actual object, a solid, I'd have to integrate with respect to x, y, and z. So that inspires us to think about triple integrals.
Economically, it is surely in their best interest to keep all of that tax money just for themselves and not worry about who else gets it. So what are you going to do?
Materially, economically, it's not in their best interest in the short term. I mean, if they isolate themselves and accumulate wealth, obviously they're going to live a higher life.
I do think that we have a tendency to throw our individual problems or conflicts onto a third party's lap.
Can you flip it over? We're about to head into final exams, and that's all a lot of people are thinking about besides laying out an assignment. But it's so hard when you're in your room and you can hear your friends screaming outside and music playing, or you're in the library and your friends are like, "Go, come on, let's go outside." That's really tough. It takes a lot of discipline.
It went fast. Went faster than I thought it was going to.
It was an incredible experience. I mean, the work that you do, the people you meet.
Don't be afraid, like the first couple of months, to take chances, like, to try different things, and don't be afraid to try different courses either.
Just be yourself, and people that are meant to be, this is a good place, people that are meant to be drawn to you will be drawn to you, and pretty soon this place will feel like home to you too.
I was at home lying on the beach and I was like, I miss Williams, I couldn't believe it. That's when I realized that it had become a home for me.